My name is Evanson Joroge Mwaura.
And I am Caroline Waruguru Njoroge.
And we are very happy here because we have our firstborn, Elynna Watire Njoroge. It's a proof that our honeymoon was not in vain. So we thank God for that.
We got married on 13th of April 2019. And between then and the birth of our baby girl, let's say life was normal. Marriage felt like marriage because before then we were eager to get into marriage and enjoy marriage, bring forth God's blessings, that is children. And our pregnancy was smooth, if we can say that. We attended all the clinics that were given to us, and it was smooth until the birth of our baby girl. That's when life changed. And that was on 20th Jan 2020. So there was a transition between, let's say, what seemed normal to something that seemed not so normal. But we thank God for this far because it has taken His mighty hand since Elynna was born. Elynna was born on 20th, as earlier said, January 2020. And she had a problem at birth that made her get into the nursery for 1 week. And while akiwa nursery on day 4, alionekana ako jaundiced. Macho ilikuwa imeanza kuturn yellow. The white part of the eyes had already started turning yellow. And so she was put on some directives whereby we were told to sunbathe her after we were discharged. That is, after the 1 week was over. And so we went home with baby Elynna. We sunbathed her, and we will go back to the hospital for checkups.
We are very proud to have our firstborn, and as a father, I really felt so good and proud, and we really thank God for that. But upon visiting regular checkups and ultrasound, it was noted that Elynna was having a problem with the liver. That is, the gallbladder and the bile duct were not functioning. So eventually, what could happen is that as the liver produces the bile could concentrate on the liver, thereby damaging it. Because ideally, what would happen is as the liver produces the bile, it's supposed to flow to the intestine and aid in digestion. So that was not happening. It was just accumulating on the liver and thereby damaging it. So it was an emergency case. So we were directed by a pediatrician in Nyeri to quickly go to Kijabe and undergo a procedure or a surgery known as Kasai. We did that, and our beautiful baby underwent a 5-hour surgery known as Kasai, and this involved permanently removing the gallbladder and connecting the liver directly to the intestine, so that as the liver produces the bile, it can now easily flow to the intestine and aid in digestion. So that procedure was successful, and but as we left the hospital, the doctor said that the liver had already started to wear out, and so they said in the future we may require to do a liver transplant, although they did not specify at what point in time. So from there, we had been visiting Kijabe Hospital once per month for checkup. It's up until August last year, where we noted the bloating of the stomach, a condition known as ascites. Ascites is a fluid formed around the stomach because of the liver not working properly. So we last back to Kijabe, and Kijabe referred us to Kenyatta because they told us the only remaining cure for this little girl is a liver transplant.
really looking forward to being a mom. And so there is that joy that came when my baby girl was born, when our baby girl was born. But now we got this challenge that she was not doing so well. Her health, her liver was not good. So as a person, I really felt discouraged. I wondered why my motherhood journey is taking that turn. So there are times that I'd really feel so low, even as of now, because she hasn't bado hajapata ile treatment yenye nafaa. So sleepless nights have been the order of the day. I haven't been working just to take care of her. Seeing her cry really breaks my heart quite often. She has delayed milestones such that amedelay kujikalisha, amedelay kutembea because of this condition that she has. So seeing all this really makes me feel bad. But again, there is a God in heaven who knows all this. So we are determined and we hope that everything is going to work out well.
That things have not been easy, as they may seem to. We look strong because of God, but we have had even so many negative things from people, even from friends. And because of the delicacy, or the procedure is delicate, some of us were even advising us to have another kid like immediately. They lost hope in her. And so we have been having those kind of talks, but as we have been very strong, and our close family, our colleagues at workplaces, and our friends, some of them have been very supportive, and above all, our God has been good, because we have been able to go through all this journey through the mighty hand of God. Although, as I've said, challenges have been there, discouragement have been there. Sometimes we feel so low. We just want to remain in the house with our kid, but at least we thank God that we have the energy. We are strong enough even to facilitate the treatment of our daughter.
Challenges have really been there. We have had to stay awake most of the night, the better part of the night, just to tend to her, to feed her quite often, because her digestive system, because of this problem, she tends to not to store so much kwa mwili. So whatever she takes, unapata chenye inabaki ni kidogo sana. So we have to keep on feeding her. At some point, my husband has had to not to go to work, ili tushughulikie mtoi. So hiyo ni challenge moja. Another one, juu ya stress mingi, financial challenges. Hatujui pesa tutatoa wapi. She uses medication. She has been on under medication since birth, and ni expensive. Some of this medication ni expensive, and now that I'm not working, so pesa inatoka one side, na imekuwa a really hard experience. It has been tough. There was COVID, so kazi bado haikuwa poa sana. So generally financially tumekuwa na shida na tumestruggle sana. But again, we thank God for giving us good friends, good family. Wamekuwa kitu support here and there. We've also had last year stress ilinizidia hadi at some point ikabidi nilazwe hosi. My blood pressure was quite high, but I'm managing it right now because of so much stress. So these are some of the challenges that we're facing.
Yeah, things have not been easy, as my wife has said. I remember at a point in time, we were admitted to the hospital, the three of us, because my wife was having blood sugars were high, and the blood pressure was also very high. And I could not go with the kid at home because of breastfeeding and all that. So things have not been easy at all. But what you can say is that I personally thank my boss, because I've been away of the work severally, and my colleagues have also supported me on that course. So things have been quite tough for us. Even spending sleepless night, we do it in shift. Anaamka at this hour, mtoto akiamka tena ni turn yangu. So we do that in shift because it's not one person job. Yeah. Our daughter is a great fighter, to say so, because you know that liver is a very important organ in the body, and it has hundreds of functions in our body. So since it has not been working properly, it has been having quite a number of problems that are associated to it, like the delayed milestone, because by now we expect her to be sitting and also to be studying. So that has not happened yet. And then again, the other one is on her weight gain. Right now, she's just even less than 5 kg, and the kid is 1 year and 1 month. The other thing is her eyes are still yellow, they are jaundiced. So that's also another case. The other problem is that she needs to feed oftenly, because when she feeds, only a small portion of the food is helpful to her body, because remember, digestion is not taking place as expected because of the flow of the bile. The other thing that you can say is the immunity. Her immunity is quite low, and she is normally having infections here and there. Like now, she is having a flu because of that. So there are so many countries challenges that we have been facing.
Elynna has had a very poor sleeping pattern because of the discomfort. Hata tumbo kuna discomfort mingi sana, so haezi lala masaa mingi. Ikizidi ni 1.5 hours, that is continuously. Her teeth saizi ni mbaya, zimeharibika madawa. This condition pia imeharibu meno. So she really has faced so much.
Yeah, so in fact, as of now we are late, because according to the doctors, they had suggested that the best time was when the kid was turning 1 year. But we have not been able to do so because of two things. One is finances. We have not been able to meet the minimum required for us to go to India. The other thing is that delayed milestone. She was having infections, and also the weight was too low. So the doctors delayed a bit so that she can be put under supplement, at least to gain adequate weight. The procedure is delicate also, so we are appealing for people even to stand with us in prayers, because again it involves a donor, and a donor will be either me or my wife. So it's a very delicate procedure, and we also need to go to India, all of us. So you can see the expenses is quite big. So that's why we are appealing to people of goodwill to come on board and support us in this great cause of trying to save the life of our beautiful daughter. As you have said, the procedure is delicate because it's involving a donor, So you have two patients eventually. You have the kid who is a recipient of the river, and you have a donor who is either of me, and you also have a caretaker. So you have to go all of us. So the costs are high, estimated at around 8 million. So far in total we have managed to raise only 3 million.
To people watching this, to people hearing us, I am Mama Elynna. And Elynna is my first girl, my firstborn. And there is this one desire that I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to a great testimony because God liveth. I'm really desiring to see my baby's white eyes because that is something that I haven't seen so far. So to you watching this, to you hearing this, please, tusaidie. Thank you.
As Elynna's dad, we have not lost hope. We are very optimistic. We trust everything in God, and we know that this is a challenge, and God only gives you a challenge that you can be able to handle. So I'm strong enough, and I know together we support us, and we shall be able to win this. And again, we shall come here to say thank you to God for all His deeds. So people of goodwill, please come on board and help us to save the life of this young daughter. Thank you very much.